What's up, everybody? Welcome to the No Scrubs Allowed podcast. I waited for you. I was watching the video. How you doing, Sue?
Doing great. Sorry, let me pick up my microphone. Oh man, I was gonna go grab another beer. Oh well. We're doing good,
You
man.
said you were ready.
I know I
That's not
did.
what ready means.
I did.
Yeah, we're
But
doing pretty good. So it's kind of sad because baseball's over and they decided not to crown anybody as the World Series champs. I don't know what happened, but no. But baseball is essentially over for this podcast unless the Braves keep winning.
yeah, it seems to be going
It's
pretty
Tuesday
damn good
right now, and the Braves look pretty good. But somehow Charlie Morton broke his leg, and I was trying to find a video, couldn't find a video. So tomorrow morning I'll be sure to watch ESPN and see Charlie Morton break his leg. But other than that, I don't really care too much about baseball anymore. And I assume you sound the same or feel the
Yeah,
same.
absolutely. I am over it. God, I really hate the Astros. So yeah, I'm ready for these 5-0, 5-1 games to happen 4 times in a row and get the Astros out of here. Braves can get what they thought they should have deserved last year, but they got smacked in the mouth 3 straight to get got. Didn't happen this year. So yeah, good for them if they do win it. And fuck baseball if they don't, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's sad, but I just don't want to watch. I don't care. And I saw a headline today that said like only Correa, Altuve, Bregman, and Gurriel are the only 4 people still on the Astros from the cheating thing. And I was like, yeah, but they are the cheaters. They're like the 4 that actually did all the shit. So it's just kind of funny. They were trying to make it out like it's not all the Astros guys. And it's like, yeah, well, and we saw that Charlie Morton got his due, like so whatever.
Yeah. I'm just ready for this to be over. 10-15 years, I'll probably enjoy baseball a little bit more. Hopefully the Red Sox will win a couple of chips on the way to kind of keep me in it. And even what they did this year, I mean, I feel like next year we'll probably have a little bit of a target on our heads. We might be able to get some free agent acquisitions. Obviously, we can get them done in trades and all that shit. People don't mind getting traded to come here. So hopefully here, way up there. But hopefully it'll be a good off season. Already been a great off season. The Yankees have been off a hell of a lot longer than we have. So it's going good so far.
Yeah, the Dodgers are probably going to end up extending Dave Roberts, which is going to piss a lot of people off. But when you make it to, what was it, 4 straight NLCSs? No, I guess the 2019 when the Nationals won, they beat us in the wild card or division series. But when you make it to a lot in a row, you're going to get the extension regardless of what the fans are saying about some of the stupid shit you do. So whatever.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah, because we're just so talented that like we can win in spite of his stupidity a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So, but he'll get some sort of extension. But if he keeps it up, I mean, they don't care about getting rid of people. Baseball is a little bit different from a lot of other sports, and I mean, a lot of sports will fire their coaches, but yeah, they don't care in baseball. They'll trade them. They'll do all kinds of stuff. So I'm not that worried about it. But anyways, that's more baseball than we wanted to talk about. But basketball is here. We both love basketball, and when basketball and football are both going, it is the time to shine for all of us. So we'll start with a little bit of basketball since it's fresh, and then we'll head over to football. But there are some surprises in basketball, and mostly it's in the East. We said that the East was going to be more competitive as far as like the best teams, but then we said it was a drop off, and it looks like there's not going to be a drop off. You got the Bulls sitting at 4-0 and looking really good. The Hornets are 3-1. The Knicks are 3-1. All these teams are looking really good. The Heat look like they're back. Jimmy Butler's balling. Tyler Hero thinks he deserves to be up there with the Trae Youngs and the Luka Doncic's, which we can talk about in a second. But you got early on, at least in the beginning of the week or year, these teams are looking really good. Do you think this can last, or is it just kind of one of those things where you start off hot and then you come down to your average?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's something that's going to be able to last, honestly. Some of these teams are going to stay hot. I feel like the Bulls are going to be one of those teams that are able to kind of hang around, and the more they're able to gel, they're going to be good. Hornets got shown last night, I believe it was, that they really aren't it.
I mean, they took them to overtime at least, but
yeah, they went on. I think they were up like 15 or something at some point in that game. They're a good young squad, but I just don't see them being able to, in the grind, everybody hits a rookie wall in the NBA when they're rookies. And even in their second, third year, it takes a lot. And you got to be pretty damn special to overcome after 40, 50 games, right after that All-Star break. What's that? 3-4 days of break. And then it's all gas, no breaks. We're going to see where a lot of these East teams are. But no surprise that the Cavs aren't 0-8 right now, or 4. We're actually doing pretty good. We got a great team. No, I'm kidding. I'm just really fucking surprised at what we thought all these teams, mediocre teams, not so good teams like you were talking about, really look like they're going to be the Bengals of basketball. And I'm excited for it. I don't know what you were just reacting to.
I'm reacting to this website being ass, and we're not going to give them any props, but now I'm opening up a different website because I think I know how to work it. Anyways, what I was trying to get to is the team that made it to like that 4-5 matchup. I don't remember if they were 4 or 5, but the New York Knicks, I mean, they came out, they've now beaten the 76ers. They beat the Magic, who knows, but they did beat those Celtics that just came off beating the Hawks or the Hornets. This team could actually be good. We saw that Julius Randle, all NBA last year, is taking steps towards the next step. They have some good pieces, and they still, I think, need a superstar, but they are starting to move forward. Obi Toppin, however you say his last name, is starting to look pretty good. Could the Knicks go even higher? Could they take another step, or are they just peaking around that 4-5 spot?
No, man, they really could. Last year, they were in the bottom of the league as far as three-pointers. I think three-pointers shot and three-pointers made. And what they did tonight, when I was watching that game against the 76ers, they were shooting lights out near the end of the game. They had their whole benching for a second, and then Philly went just straight nuts from the 3. So New York had to throw their starters back in. But from 1 to 8 on that Knicks team, they can shoot some threes, and they were shooting a lot of them tonight. I think the last time I looked at the box score, it was like 50, 48, 50 threes shot near the end of the game. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was a little bit more, because they were just chucking them up, trying to get any kind of separation near the end of that game. It ended up being a 13-point game, but they were up for 25, 30 points for a long while in that game. But I don't know if you'll be able to see.
I wasn't looking, sorry. I know they shot a lot of threes, and they were looking really good. I still think Philly, I've talked about it, I still think Philly's a good team, but without Ben Simmons, or a body that they can use for Ben Simmons, I don't know what's going to happen, because it's just too much, and they said they're willing to let it go the 3 years, and they don't care. And now it looks like he's taking the approach where he's going to hide. He's not going to talk a lot of shit, but he's going to be like, I'm sick now. I'm hurt, not feeling well. But I wish I could show up. I want to get paid, but I'm not feeling well. So that's just the way that's going to be for a while.
It sucks for them, because without him, they really don't have a whole lot of anything. And even with him, they don't have a lot of help. So if I'm them, I'm looking to try to get as much as I possibly can. Have him come out and say that he wants to go play somewhere else, and pick a good team that has somebody that I can snipe, and make my team even better, because the 76ers aren't the team that they were 2-3 years ago. They don't have they still have Seth, right? But they don't have the Danny Greens. I don't even remember 2-3 years ago. They had all the best role players you could think of in their prime role playing careers. And now it's just a whole bunch of new guys, the Thibels, and what was that kid's name that actually surprised the crap out of me? Hold on. Maxey.
Oh yeah.
That kid's quick. He's a bulldog. And once he gets a shot going, he's going to be fun to watch. He's like a mini Russ right now to me. Like, he just doesn't care about making mistakes. I wonder how many turnovers he had. Oh, he only had 2. That's cool. That's crazy. Seth started that game. That's how ass that fucking team is right now. Danny Green and Seth. So Danny Green is on that team.
So he's still on the team? Okay.
Yeah, I guess he went back, because he went from them to the Lakers, and I guess he's back now.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
That is cool. That's awesome. But yeah, both of them are starting on that team. That's that team's in a lot of trouble. The Knicks are a team who you don't really know a lot of the guys on that team. It's not the composite guy, but somebody that sounds a lot like him. What was his name? Where is he? Quickly.
It looks like
He was really
Campazzo. What?
Oh no,
Tobias Harris, please?
I'm thinking of Korkmaz on Philly. He was really good near the end. Couldn't hit it from the broadside of the barn to end it, but he looked really good. But that team's in a lot of trouble when it comes to having players that can make the basket. It's pretty much Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, and whoever else can get the hot hand that night. And it's looking really rough.
Oh, it's going backwards. Now I get it. Sorry, I was confusing myself by this graph that's backwards. So I'm gonna go back to the video so I stop distracting myself. I agree with you, but I still want them to be good because I made the prediction that they're going to be good. But the last East conversation that I want to talk about is actually revolving around your boys, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Evan Mobley. He started out the year before opening night, the fourth in Rookie of the Year voting behind Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham, and Jalen Suggs. Jalen Green popped off one game, played like shit the second game, popped off again. He played kind of like shit today. Cade Cunningham hasn't played yet, and we don't know when he's going to play. Suggs has not done anything. Meanwhile, Mobley is looking really, really good.
Yeah,
and the only other guys that I can say that are looking as good as him is that Chris Duarte guy. That dude, you could probably still get good odds for him. I don't know what his odds are, but I know he probably was not even on the list at the beginning of this thing, and he's looking good. But Mobley's up there, and if the Cavs aren't in the like 20 and 60 range, they might have a shot at getting a Rookie of the Year here.
Yeah, and I don't think he will be. And he's really good on defense to come out. He's able to get to the boards, and he's finding touch on the basket already against these professional guys. He played the Nuggets yesterday, so 2 days ago when this came out, and Joker didn't have his best performance
Right.
we've seen from him. And Mobley, I think he played 29 minutes, so he's not playing a lot. He played 38 minutes to come out the first game. So they're starting to kind of monitor him a little bit, which they need to do because the Cavs suck with doing that.
Right.
Minutes management bullshit when it comes to young guys. I think Colin Sexton played like 40 minutes every game his rookie year, and Garland did the same thing pretty much. Isaac Okoro kind of got a little hurt, so he wasn't able to get ran through the dirt. But hopefully they really take their time with this kid because he could, if he gets bought into Cleveland and the area, and if they can keep JD around for a while, I think that's a player we could really build a team around, and he could end up being some sort of Greek freak. Probably not too much because he's not 18 years old, but he's 19, 20 years old, and he could still be growing. He's called the Greek freak for a reason, that you don't grow another foot pretty much after you turn 18. So yeah, we'll see, but I'm really excited. And I definitely think if you would have went to Vegas before the season and put money down, we'd probably be cashing here at the end of the year on Mobley for
it's
Rookie
possible.
of the Year.
We'll see what Cade does because he's the favorite, but
he's only going to get better on offense. I feel like there's nothing really bad about his game except for his offensive side, and he's got mad touch already against these NBA players. We played some good teams so far to start out. So
you're going to be playing a good team on Saturday, and I will be there in Phoenix watching you guys play. So I'll be sure to see if he passes the eye test, so to speak. Eddie likes to talk a lot about the eye test. So I'll let you know how he looks in real life. I'm just pulling for no injuries up till Saturday. I mean, obviously no injuries through Saturday neither, but I want to see my boys play. I've seen everybody, but DeAndre Ayton, I saw him in summer league, but I haven't seen him play in real life, and I haven't seen Chris Paul play. So I want to see all those guys do their thing.
Oh, sorry. I don't know if you guys can hear all that.
No, I couldn't hear it.
All right, good.
But let's shift to the West. I think you have a good shot too. I mean, Jalen Green is gonna throw up a lot of points for a team that's gonna win 12 games. So it's not gonna be too hard for him to get past. But obviously, Rookie of the Year doesn't matter about
now.
Wins,
real quick before we get to the West, just a little bit on the Bucks. We feel like are the odd end favorites for the East. The Greek Freak has been hot as hell to come out, and Chris Middleton has looked like the Robin that he has been called. Holy cow, has this man not been able to find his game? He kind of looks lost out there with a lot of guys in the system that are playing really fucking good. Yeah. Like really good. And Chris just kind of looks lost right now.
And he got smacked by Jimmy Butler.
Is that something this team should worry about when they're going up against these guys with 3 or 4 guys that should be in consideration with the top guys in the league like Tyler Hero?
I mean, I don't think so because oh yeah, we were going to talk about Tyler Hero, but I don't think so because Chris does that. You know, he somehow is going to finish the season near 50, 40, 90 and do what he does. But I thought that last year, and he proved otherwise in the playoffs that you can count on him when it comes time to count on him. So I'm not going to bet against him now unless he shows up or doesn't show up, I guess, in the clutch. But yeah, when they did play Miami, they got smoked. They got ran out the gym. Jimmy Butler looked great. Tyler Hero looked great. Some of those other role players for Miami looked great.
PJ Tucker looked like he has been in that system for a long time.
Yeah. Could they be back to where they were in the bubble where they're actually able to face these guys? Is Tyler Hero up in the Trae Youngs and the Luka level?
I'd take him as a tier 2 at the guard position. If that's
he's
where
better
I was
than
ranking
Kendrick
him.
Nunn. They made the right choice there.
He's way better than Kendrick Nunn. I'd go as far to say as he's above Mikhail Bridges, what he means to a team. He's above a Miles. He's above all these guys who are the second options on a couple of different teams, second, third options. Right. He's a second option on a team with a lot of great players, and they added a couple of vets, and he's still one of the go-to guys when it's not in Jimmy's hand. Kyle Lowry is a way step above Kendrick Nunn. I think he's like 38 now. The guy's
something like that.
I think we talk about it every year. We've been talking about it for 4 years that the guy's old as dirt and still plays and looks like he's 25 years old. But he's on that team playing really well. Yeah, that's a great team. And Tyler Hero's got a lot to prove. Trae Young kind of came out and took the NBA by storm. We're like, okay, Steph's not the only one that can shoot within 1.2 seconds or 0.12 seconds with insane accuracy from anywhere on the court, on that side of the court. I mean, he can do it they could probably do it on the other side of the court if they fucking wanted to as well. But it's insane what he was able to do to get that team to go up against the Bucks last year. I mean, it wasn't their fault that the Nets were the Nets. Right. It's not their fault that they had to play like the Heat as the Heat. It's not their fault that the path they took. They had their path and they won every series that was against them besides the one that they got their asses blown out. But that team's not anything I'm worried about. And I don't really think Trae's I would take Tyler Hero over Trae.
Okay.
But for him to say Luka's in a class of his own, I feel like, and he's going to continue to grow into one of the greatest players to play this game. And he's going to be in 75 years, if they do the second gen 75-year team, Luka will be the best player out of that class, bar none. And,
when they do the 100-year thing, he's going to be, not that they rank, but they might rank when they get to 100. He's going to jump up the list really high. I actually heard a lot of sports reporters included him in this 75th year one.
That's dumb. If Vince Carter doesn't get in, he doesn't get in.
Dwight Howard is my major gripe. I think Dwight Howard deserved to get in. I think it's recency bias that caused Dwight not to get in. But when he was in Orlando, he was the only center. Yao Ming got hurt, and he was the only center that was any relevance. He took his team through LeBron, beat the LeBron Cavs. You know about that. Yeah. Then went to the finals and got smoked by Kobe. But
yeah, that was right whenever I moved there.
Yeah, he was the guy and people forget because now he's jumped around. He's been on like 7 teams in 7 years and whatever it is. But and he farts in the locker room and gets AD to push him over in the chairs and all that other shit. And that's why he's not on the team. But he should.
I understand the Dwight not getting in just because of the length of his dominance wasn't that long. And for Vince Carter, I wouldn't say that he ever had the dominance that a lot of these guys
but he had length.
But holy cow, was this guy a top 5, top 10 player in the NBA for 8-9 years. Like he did make a lot of teams better. He made the Nets relevant. He made well, it wasn't him
Well,
that
he
did it.
made
It was a couple
Toronto
of people.
relevant
It was
whenever he
him,
was
yeah,
in
him and
Toronto.
Tracy. But a lot of people were talking about Tracy getting snubbed. Vince is the biggest one for me that got snubbed out of that.
Well, Dwight's the biggest one for me. And they're both still going to be Hall of Famers, so whatever. They probably don't care that much. So let's move on to the West. Let's talk about Luka Doncic for a second, because no rookie ever doesn't take the rookie extension. That would be stupid. It would be, well, he's not a rookie anymore, but nobody on a rookie contract doesn't take a rookie extension unless you're DeAndre Ayton and you can't get it. But everybody accepts that rookie extension. So we assume that Luka will be no different. But this Mavs team, whatever it is, Tim Hardaway Jr. and Kristaps Porzingis are not the guy. Luka is the guy, and he was the guy last year. He led them to the playoffs, and then a hard-fought loss in the playoffs, a hard-fought loss in the bubble as well 2 years ago. This man, the Mavericks have not won a single playoff series since 2011 when Dirk led them all the way to the championship. Do you think they can fix the Mavericks before Luka goes and leaves to somewhere else? Because I'm not sure he has the Giannis bone where he's going to stick around through the adversity. If it's looking like they're not going to make it, he's out. He's not going to give him a chance.
Yeah, they kind of got locked into the Porzingis thing. Thinking they could turn that around. There's a good bit of money into that, but I wouldn't be too worried. Christian Woods didn't snap on them at all tonight, and that was probably the Dallas's biggest thing is defense. And
Right.
Wood was able to snap on everybody. Effed me in my roster tonight, but yeah, I mean, you took Eric Gordon, so shout out to you. He helped you out a little bit. Yeah. But no, that team's going to be really good. They've been drafting and acquiring people really well. That Kebler dude, he's going to end up being good. Reggie Bullock, or whatever the hell his name is. He's going to be good.
Crazy?
I think so, yeah. This Brunson kid looks like he's a really, really, really good role player. And Hardaway and Finney Smith are two good, like top front end 6 men that are starting. So I think once they're able to get that money not tied
so if they
up
can get a few starters to push down Hardaway, because if Hardaway's a 6th man, it's money. He's good there. But right now he's like their 3rd option, and I don't know how that's going to work out.
But he's been having to be their backup option because Porzingis just isn't it. It's him and it's Luka and Tim right now, and then whoever else can kind of get going, and a lot of people scoring 7-8 points on the team. But their defense has gotten a lot better, to where once they are able to get a couple of better starters on that team, it might not come all in one off season or in one draft, but they're going to be able to hit within the next couple of years. And I think they're bought in to get Luka to stay and to get him a ring.
Okay. I hope they do, because I love seeing people play on the same team for their whole career, even if it's not my team. But a couple of other teams in the West to talk about here. I wanted to talk about a few of the teams, but some of them I really don't care about. But let's talk about the undefeated, the team that's back, and not even back yet because Clay is still gone. But the Golden State Warriors are riding MVP Steph, who everybody had written off. He got hurt again, and they were like, you know what? He's probably over. Older point guards don't make it through. They just become journeymen. They become Chris Paul kind of people. Where they can help a team, but they're not going to win a championship or carry a team. And Steph said, hey, I'm not that old. I'm not that guy. He's putting together an MVP performance. Do you think he can do this long enough to get Clay back, Clay fully healthy, and take a load off of him? Or do you think he's going to burn out before it gets too late?
No, I think that team's going to be fine. Draymond's doing more on offense, and in crunch time when it seems like it's all Steph, he's been able to step up and get going on offense too. And they have all kinds of guys that I have no idea who they are, where the hell they came from. That Billy Cichik, whatever his name is. What's that other kid? Is his name Green or something? He's like another point guard or something. He came out the other night and got like 12, 13 big points in the second half. It's just they always seem to find these guys. Poole just steady going. I don't think he did too much tonight, but they just find these guys who come out of nowhere and able to score points and get contracts to other teams and go ass. So Steve Kerr is a hell of a coach. They're still going to be able to go through. And I don't think Steph can get burnt out. Like he had a triple
Yeah.
double and said he played like trash and had to reiterate that he shot like trash and went out the next night and went 9 for 9 in the first half. So yeah, that I don't think that kid can get burnt out. And I would not mind if it happened. I cannot stand Golden State, but at least this time they're doing it the right way. They have everybody leaving that they're able to get and go other places. Andre Iguodala came back and he's looked really good, looked really young. He got hurt the other night and stayed on the court and went through it. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna burn out, unfortunately. And
I
I
mean,
think when
everybody
Clay
can
comes
burn
back,
out,
he's gonna go
but
crazy.
yeah, if Clay can come back and Clay has something to prove, he's going to go off, and it's going to be a wrap for the rest of the West. I mean, Utah is going to get gifted a win probably today. They're still in the close game right now, but Jokic got hurt, and we're monitoring that. But if Jokic is really hurt, Jamal Murray's still out. Denver could rattle off 8, 9, 10 straight losses. Who knows? And they could be out of the top tier real quick. The Lakers seem to have turned it around. Westbrook, like you said last week, he just needs to figure out his role and be comfortable with it. He looks like he's more figuring out his role now, because that team has to be Anthony Davis being the MVP, LeBron James being the Magic Johnson point guard, and then Westbrook doing what he can do, crash the boards, make nice cuts, do what he can. And that's what they looked like again today against the Spurs. So they're starting to get back to that, and that's a little scary. I don't want them to get to that at all. But if Westbrook buys in, obviously they're a scary team.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he will. And I don't like it. And he was able to step up. I don't know, this sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like the way San Antonio came out and played, and they got a lot of young guys who are bought into Pop's coaching, and they look really good, and that's awesome because I that's a team I respect, and they're not going to go out and be sellouts and go try to get anybody. But like if they had a Kuzma or just another player like that, they'd be a team that probably would have rolled the Lakers tonight.
Right.
And that's a lot to that organization. But yeah, I guess I will talk about the Lakers. They are going to be a really good team. They have a really good like bench, really good role players, really smart players. So the only thing that you can hope for is they end up getting gassed out at the end, and they just end up making too many mental mistakes, and they're playing all these youthful fucks that just can run laps around them.
Yeah, and that's possible because they played us just a couple games ago, and we ran laps around them. We gave the lead all the way back to where it looks respectable at the end of the day, but it wasn't anything to really worry about. And then we went and got the exact same thing happen to us against the Blazers the very next game. So right now the Suns seem very up in the air, but what I did want to say about the Suns is that Booker's not there yet. He had his Team USA thing, and then he had COVID, and whatever he does, he doesn't, he's been hanging out with Kendall Jenner too long, or whichever one it is that he's dating. And he needs to get back in the gym and just work off that rust. But one guy that is living up to the contract is Mikhail Bridges. This man, he makes me not be upset that we haven't offered Ayton the max, every single game. Now, obviously I don't want to lose Ayton, and I definitely don't want to lose him for nothing. So I hope we decide to wise up and that Ayton's willing to give us a second or third or fourth or fifth chance, whatever chance it is at this point. But Bridges looks really good. He looks like he could be a third option without any trouble. He's the best defender on our team. He runs out. He's shooting better every single year. And if that continues to improve, his shooting is his weak spot. And so far through 4 games or 3 games, whatever we played, 3 games, his shooting looks great. He's one of the best shooters on our team, it looks like, except for Cameron Johnson. So I'm really excited about Mikal Bridges. I'm excited about Johnson as well. He's looking like that dude you mentioned even before the season. You thought he was going to take a step up, and he looks like he has, and it's exciting, even though we're 1-2.
Yeah, that's what you guys need. But once Book's able to get it together, you guys are going to be fine. And it seems like that since he hasn't been so hot, Chris Paul has been trying to find his way, pick his way through, and really feed Mikal when he's on the court with Cam. Get him going, or Cameron, get him going. And I think you guys are going to be fine. It's just the leagues learn like you guys really do run through book during the regular season. And until Ayton kind of gets his head out of his ass and wants to put up 30-20, then it's going to be a rough outing until Book gets his shit together. But it's going to happen. He's a great player, shoot, and he'll figure it out. He's got the, what do they call him? The not the heebie-jeebies.
The yips.
The yips. He's got a case of the yips.
Well, yeah, he does, but we're going to be fine. Like you said, we'll at least make the playoffs. We'll do our thing. We started out shitty last year too, and we saw how that worked out. But before we shift, do you have anything else in basketball before we shift off of basketball?
My baby's the best scorer ever.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks for the assist, babe. You got to snap it. You got to pop it. Our doors broke to the studio.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, before we move on to football, I want to bring up, I feel bad because we haven't talked about soccer in a long time because LAFC is not great, but they are shutting down Seattle, and they have what should be the MVP of the league. He's not going to be the MVP of the league, but he's only started 12 games. He has 12 goals and an assist, and this is actually game 13. He has another goal this game. He has scored a goal. It's not even multi-goal games, by the way. He has scored a goal in every single one of his games, and that's Christian Arango. This man has been a revelation. Even though Brian Rodriguez scored today, we can still ship him off. We can ship Diego Rossi off. We have Christian Arango. We're good. But we have to use the money that we keep sending these people up for, which we have not done yet. But we're looking better again, slowly but surely. We're scoring, but I'm not sure that we are going to even make the playoffs this year. A huge win over Seattle. Like, this is going to be, assuming we don't blow it in the last 30 minutes, which is still a possibility. A huge win against the top of the West would put us right around the playoff spot. So hopefully if we can do this the last like 5 or 6 games of the season, we'll sneak into the playoffs and then all bets are off. But it's been a rough year. I just wanted to bring it up to shout out Arango because he is definitely deserving.
Yeah, it has been a very rough year, a very trying year for LAFC, their fans, and their main man, Carlos Vela.
It has been around anymore.
Rough. Is he gone? Do you think he's gone?
He's sitting on the bench watching.
No, Lakers. Like after this year.
No.
You think he just hangs it up or?
No. As long as we keep paying him, he'll keep sitting on the bench. He just loves living in LA. He's gonna live here even when he retires. So if he can just stay here and keep collecting them paychecks to be injured, then he's gonna keep doing that.
True.
But yeah, he doesn't care. He's back to not caring about soccer, which was the story coming out of why he didn't want to play for Mexico anymore and why he went to the MLS in the first place. He wants an easier soccer experience because he doesn't necessarily care about soccer. Then he proved all of those people wrong, wins the MVP, wins the Golden Boot, does all this stuff. And now it seems like that injury really took him to say, you know what, maybe I really don't care. Maybe I like to just go watch the Dodgers and go watch the Lakers and go watch all of these people. So we'll see.
Yeah, that sucks. Every time it seems like I turn it on, there's no Vela to be found. And even the games he is in,
he threw the first pitch of the Dodgers playoff game. He did living the time of his life. Yeah,
that's crazy. But even the games he is in, it's not the Vela I've become accustomed to. And it's really frustrating to see. And it's not, I should have asked if fucking Bob's gone at the end of this year.
He's gone for sure.
It's not the Bob that I came accustomed to. He's just he's watching more than Vela is.
Bob's mad that they're winning because he's trying to get fired. Now he's going to have to be the bad guy and leave on his own.
Yeah, it's been a rough season, but it's definitely exciting that winning up 2-0 on Seattle halftime. So should be enough leverage to gain quite a few points if they don't fuck it up. But yeah, it sucks. I haven't watched any soccer this year. Man United has been doing, I guess, relatively okay. And
except they just lost 5-0 to Liverpool.
Holy fuck.
But they were doing okay before that. But
Ted Lasso season's over with, so I'm not worried about soccer.
I've watched a few soccer games, but it sucks because you can't go watch in LA. Like literally it's easier for me to go watch that Suns game in Phoenix than when they just played the Lakers in Staples. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth my time. So we're gonna make a weekend out of it and go to Phoenix. But I'd rather watch them in Phoenix anyway. But it's hard, so I'm not going to any LAFC games. I've gone to one this year. Everything else has been sell the tickets. I don't care.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah,
That really sucks. It's been nice here. Sports are back.
one of my teams is actually doing some money, getting me some money right now. 35th
Really?
place. Yeah, I'm in 35th place.
On the FanDuel thing?
Yeah.
It's because of Porter, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know which lineup that even is. But I'll click it. Let's see. This is high quality content for all these people that can't see my screen, but
Oh, I'm in 26 with one of them.
hell yeah, that's even better than me. Oh no, I'm in 26 with one of them. Oh,
We're
it's
the
my
same
one with
lineup?
Rudy Gobert as the
Gobert,
MVP.
Mitchell, Porter, Clarkson, Gordon.
Yep, in that order. Yes,
Hey,
sir. Let's win us some money. 32 cents, baby.
yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
good shit, Gobert.
I like it a lot. Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell hasn't done shit.
I haven't done anything at all in recent on any of this bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
me
been
neither.
rough.
All right, so let's move on to football before they're all just like, what are you guys talking about with your fantasy? We can't see this shit. So let's move on to football. And football looks pretty topsy-turvy because we haven't visited it in a couple weeks because we've been talking about basketball and we've been talking about baseball and all this other stuff. The Chiefs are potentially just bad at football. I mean, they have always been kind of suspect on defense, kind of suspect in a lot of places. And then they have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Tyreek Hill, and that accounts for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns, and they find a way to win it. Well, now that's not working. Teams are doubling up on Tyreek. Kelsey's been hit or miss, and Mahomes is turning the ball over at a very alarming rate. It's getting near halfway through the season. Can they still turn this around, or is this looking like a wrap? They scored 3 points against the Titans.
Yeah, it's a wrap, dude. That is a wrap and a half. That defense is ass. That offense is not able to get anything going whatsoever. It sucks. I mean, it really sucks for that fan base. It sucks for football. That team is the funnest team in the world to watch when they are on. But it's hard to come back from all the injuries and all the rotating players they've had the last couple of seasons going in and out. And you hope that they would end up being one of these LeBron-led teams where they could just kind of figure it out in the last quarter of the season. And it might help that that they have that extra game and for them to get going and maybe help them sneak into a wild card or something. There's an extra game, an extra team. So it's a lot easier to make it to the playoffs. And if they're able to make it to the playoffs, that's a team that nobody wants to face. They don't want to be up 20. They don't want to be up 14. They don't want to be up 11 on this team when they're in the playoffs. So yeah, I'm not too worried. I don't know if I'd call it a wrap, but 31 other teams in the I don't give a damn about Tampa. I do. That they won me money. But I don't care about the players they have on that team. Tampa would be a wrap if they were producing on offense and sucking on defense the way this team is. Except Tampa has players on defense that are really fucking good. And it seems like the players that we thought were going to be the good players on Kansas City's defense aren't really that great besides the Honey Badger.
Right. So
Frank
what's
Clark's
the one guy they
shit.
have, Chris Jones or whatever? He's not looking that great. Like he was supposed to be the stud.
Yeah, I couldn't even tell you if he's been on the field, honestly.
Yeah.
Frank Clark's a bust. It's them. The cornerbacks are asinine. It's rough all around for that team. And unless that offense can manage drives, because that's how they win games. They keep the offense of the other team off of the field. They dink duck. And the reason they're spectacular and can score a lot of points because they can either have a 1-play 80-yard drive or a 12-play 80-yard drive, suck up 15 seconds, suck up 15 minutes. It's all up to what they usually want to do. and it's just not happening. And it looks really rough. And yeah, it's really concerning, but I don't know if I'd call them out.
Yeah, the seventh team having a chance is really going to give them a chance. But and really the AFC West is not as scary as it once was. I mean, the Raiders look pretty good, but they don't have a coach, which could either be a good thing or a bad thing. We're not going to go there, but record wise and stats wise, they look pretty good. The Chargers sometimes look really great, sometimes don't. And then there's the Chiefs. So yeah, the Broncos, we don't worry about the Broncos, but the Chiefs are right there. So they could still even win their division and host a game, but at the very least, they could grab the wild card. But now that they stink, the AFC is up for grabs, and it looks like anyone is trying to grab it. You got the Bengals, the Ravens, the Bills, and the Tennessee Titans all kind of running for it. And I guess you can throw the Raiders if you still believe in them, all running for a chance. The Bengals have now beaten the Ravens one of their 2 times, and the Titans have now beaten the Bills for their tiebreaker. How do you see this AFC shaping up? I mean, it's going to go all the way down to the wire, which is kind of good because Derrick Henry is going to crush the rushing record and just obliterate it because they're going to need him all 17 games.
Yeah, unless he gets hurt or Luan gets smacked around again, that team looks pretty set to do some damage. Unless the team can get smart and kind of keep that offense off the field long enough to where he can't do too much. Right. You can only give them 17, 18 minutes of possession. You should be pretty good, but that's hard to do in the NFL these days. But
especially when it's Derrick Henry that's the one using up the possession time.
Yeah. So yeah, I think it's about time to call the Bengals a lock, right? They're a lock for the playoffs.
Are they a lock or because I mean they should be.
They're the truth. I feel they ran all over. They passed all over a really good Baltimore defense.
Well, that's the thing is everybody thinks
down a really explosive running Baltimore offense.
Yeah, everybody thinks that you're going to be like, or they're going to figure out how to shut down Jamar Chase because he's a rookie. As they begin to get game film, he's not going to average 201 yards a game. You know, like he will get shut down. But then if you're doing that, if you're playing the 2 deep safeties, if you're doing the sliding to help, and Joe Mixon can run. Yeah. He can punish you for that. There's a reason that Jamar Chase has been open, and yeah, it's because of his skills, but also because they have to worry about Mixon. They have to worry about CJ Uzoma, who's going out there scoring like crazy. So they can't just sit there and put 3 guys shadowing Chase. And I don't know if they're going to figure it out, and definitely not before they clinch the playoffs. So it's pretty easy to call them a lock, but I don't know that I'd call them a lock for their division. The Ravens could definitely beat them and run the show, but it's funny because their best runner is Lamar Jackson. Everybody made the meme, everybody did the thing, but as their runners continue to fall, Latavius Murray was out. They had Devontae Freeman. It's pretty much it. It's starting to show that they do need their running backs. It's not just the Lamar Jackson show, and right now they're trying to double cover Hollywood, and he's still making amazing catches in the back of the end zone. But I think the injuries will just get to Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't think Tennessee is going to carry on this hot torch they have going. Tannehill isn't the same Tannehill from the last couple of years. I don't see it. They don't have a lot of. They got Corey Davis is gone. It's just pretty much AJ Brown in the passing game, it seems like, and he's still a stud. Yeah. But Julio's not been what they thought Julio was going to be in that receiving core. I don't see them able to keep it going, keep up this hot streak. The Raiders, I could see it. That's their one fault right now is they don't have a head coach. Their defense is playing fucking out of this world, and their offense keeps finding ways in the end zone. It doesn't always look pretty. It doesn't always seem like the best way to get it done, but Josh Jacobs is the worst running back in the league right now that always finds the fucking end zone.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's insane. Derek Carr is the most inaccurate passer in the league that keeps fucking he threw 3 incompletions the other day, 3-4 incompletions, and laughed at one of them because it was a usual Derek Carr pass, but it was so fucking off and over the dude's head that he laughed about it. It's a different year for this Raiders team, and it seemed like they were gonna stink it up at first, then with their head coach getting fired or parting ways, if with the technical term, which is bullshit, he shouldn't have fired and they shouldn't have to give him shit else.
Right.
And but yeah, all this shit going on, that team continues to win, and on all sides of the ball, they seem to be really good. So yeah, that's I think Tennessee is going to be the team out of these three that we're talking about right now that have the biggest chance of falling off and kind of going cold and hitting the ice bucket.
Yeah, I think so. If you had to make a pick for the bye, make a pick for number one, who do you think would come away with that? I'm going to say the Bills, and just because the Bills have the Dolphins, the Bills have the Jets, and the Bills have the Patriots, and don't talk to me about how the Patriots dropped 57 or whatever the hell they did on the Jets. They're not going to beat the Bills, and to go through and get 6 wins against your division, that's going to really help you out. But the tiebreaker sucks, but I'm agreeing with you that Tennessee will kind of fall off, and I think the Bills will get the bye out of the AFC.
I gotta go Bengals, man.
That'd be crazy.
I'm digging that team. Joey Burrow is a fucking stud.
Yeah, he is.
I understand that they don't have a lot of tape on Jamar Chase. They have enough now to know a good size of his route tree and what they need to do to match up against him. I just don't think that there's a lot you can do with this cat. Like,
yeah,
he's so fucking fast. He's so quick on his breaks. He just gets separation. Like, people are so scared of getting burnt, but he's easily able to get you on the double move, fake inside, go back out, fake out, go back in. And he has such a rapport with Joey Burrow that Joey Burrow's probably the only quarterback in the league that can make Jamar Chase look the way he is right now, because he knows where to put the bar, and Jamar knows where the fuck he's going to put it every single time.
And once he catches the ball, the play ain't over. This man can break tackles. He can do all kinds of things. So.
Yeah, he's insane. There's a reason they won ring together at LSU, and Jamar Chase was fucking insane in that season and with that team. Excuse me, sorry. But yeah, he's only going to keep doing his thing. I don't think it's going to go the way it has been. He's not going to put up 30, 40 points a game in fantasy. He's going to continue to get 12, 13 targets a game. He's going to continue to catch 7, 8 balls a game. It might not be for 200 yards, but he's going to get 70, 80 yards a game.
Right.
And more than likely, he's going to find the touchdown. If Joey Burrow throws 3 touchdowns a game, one of them is going to be thrown to Chase, and then 2 of them are going to be to Who's Your Daddy?
Yeah. He's not around anymore, but
I don't know how to say the other guy's name.
But
Ozark.
Yeah, Uzama, I think, or something like that. But anyway, so
Who's Your Daddy?
Put it on the board. Championship. So let's move to the NFC, and the NFC was hoping, or if you're a Bucks fan, you were hoping that it was going to take a hit as far as the Arizona Cardinals were concerned on the one game that Fox thought they had a game. Finally, they were like, yo, it's the Packers versus the Cardinals. Now it's the Cardinals versus Aaron Rodgers and the Who, basically, is what's about to happen, because Lazard's not out there. Adams is not out there. And I love Randall Cobb, but this guy's not going to be able to do his thing. Valdez Scantling. All right. I see that you're in the green. That's all I can tell. 24th. So. Valdez Scantling's not the guy right now. He's still trying to come up and all that stuff. But
that's the crazy thing
Fox
for me.
Got screwed. What's the crazy thing?
Valdez Scantling, man. He was like, yeah, I'm kidding.
So
he's the THT. He's the Horton Tucker. He's the Lou Dort of football.
He tricks you into picking him for fantasy, and then he sends you on a wild goose chase. But do you think they have a shot tomorrow or Thursday, or are the Cardinals just going to roll to 8-0 or 7-0 or whatever it is and continue running?
Has it came out that Avante's complete? There's no way.
He's on the COVID list, so it would have to be. He would have had to test positive today, and I didn't see, or negative. I mean today, because you have to have 2.
Yeah.
Or I guess he could do it tomorrow. He could test negative tomorrow, test negative Thursday before the game, and then be ready to go. But I don't know. I'm sure he's out, and Lazard's on there with him too. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think this is definitely. I don't know how I'm trying to put it. this is not a good game for Vegas,
Right.
but a great game for Aaron Rodgers to show that he's the shit. He's
This
done
is the
it
game to win
for
money
so
against Vegas. If you're,
long.
yeah.
Randall Cobb was the guy for so long. Oh, apparently Nuggets Jazz get chippy for the longest time, and that was it.
Yeah.
What's the running back's name that's on the Saints that doesn't even get any playing time, but he looked like the best dual threat running back wide receiver to come out? I can't remember his name. Oh, fuck.
Oh, Montgomery, Ty Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery, yeah.
Yeah.
Looked like and then left, got paid, hasn't been anything. Doesn't get any garbage time. He can't get anything.
Yeah.
He sucks. And Aaron Rodgers made him look like he was going to be that guy for a long time. And he's just, Aaron Rodgers makes people look great. Lazard was on our practice squad, came out last year, helped that team get to where they ended up stinking it up and losing and not doing anything for the rest of this offseason, like always. But I think this is a trap game. This is one that Vegas is mad at because a lot of people are going to win a lot of money off of them, and they're not going to get as many bets on the Cardinals that they thought they would have.
Well, that's why they moved the line. So the line, as soon as Devontae Adams got put on the list, got to +6, +6.5. And you're like, if you're a real bettor, you're waiting until game day. You're not going to throw this money down. You're making Vegas. You're forcing Vegas to move the odds in Arizona's favor. And then those big $2 million, $2.5 million checks are about to come down for the Packers and they're going to get 8 points to go off of. And they might win the game outright. I agree with you. It's a trap game. And if you are near Vegas or all those other states that have started to legalize this thing, wait till Saturday night, Sunday morning, and go drop big money on whatever the spread is, and you will make a lot of money.
Big time. Yeah, that's a game that Vegas is pissed off at, but I think Aaron Rodgers is ready for it. I think Bakhtari's back, and that's going to help out a lot.
Will help.
And a lot of people are forgetting, like Aaron Jones he had a quiet week last week, but he could still put up 35 points on his own. Or wait, 30 points on his own.
Fantasy points, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking 5 touchdowns. So 30 points. He can get 6 touchdowns. That's why I'm 5-6 touchdowns. But he got 3 with the shades on.
Right.
But so, yeah, I don't understand what's going on, what all the hate is for Green Bay right now. But I think it's going to be a hell of a game. And if I had to put money on it, I'd put money on the Packers. I think the Cardinals are going to get too comfortable. They do have a lot of weapons. Zach Ertz showed that they can open up a bag a little bit more doing that jet sweep with Zach Ertz at the goal line. But he got in the end zone eventually, and that's another weapon for them. But I think this is a let's get it game, and that Packers defense isn't anything to play around with. They don't have a lot of big names. I don't think they have any big names, but they seem to get sacks and fumbles and interceptions pretty much every fucking game. So I don't understand what all the hoorah and hip blah and all that shit is about Devontae is out. Put him on the board 35-6. Cardinals win. Like, that's one person. Yes, I understand that's probably 13, 14 targets and 100% of the wide receiver 1 out of the game. But you still have Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones, and Bakhtari's back. So that's a lot to handle. That's a lot to handle.
Well, as a Bucs fan, I'm happy either way, but I was hoping that this would be the Arizona Cardinals loss, but they're not going to go undefeated. They will lose. When Russell Wilson comes back, they'll probably lose to the Seahawks, but they'll lose. And the Bucs, though, the Bucs don't look like I don't want to make guarantees on the podcast because they'll go south real fast, but the Bucs only have 2 other games where they even have a risk of losing. This weekend is one of them. They go to the Dome to play New Orleans. I think we're clearly the better team. I think that's a proven thing. Plus, the Saints had to play on Monday night, so that helps us out as well. But we are on like a 5-game losing streak. Regular season, we beat them in playoffs last year, but regular season losing streak to these guys. They swept us 2 years in a row. But they don't have Michael Thomas. They now have Jameis Winston. And we should be fine, but this is a tough one. And then after that, it's easy breezy street all the way until we host the Bills, which who knows what that could be, but the Bills might have their division locked up by then. But aside from there, I think our opponents have a combined like 30% win percentage or something if you take out the Bills. So it's about to be easy street for the Bucks, and
That's
it's
crazy.
just Tom Brady going for a record is all it is.
Yeah, and I think you guys have a really good chance of just shutting down the Saints on offense. They haven't really been able to do anything as of late other than Kamara. I think he had
Right.
11 receptions on 13 targets passing. Callaway had 3 targets. Smith had like 2-3 targets. Like nobody was getting fucking
Yeah, I put
targeted
Callaway
besides
on my
Kamara.
fantasy team.
I had him in my friggin' FanDuel and DraftKings shit. But anyways, I digress. The Bucks front seven is as strong and as fast as, just give me 7 of the best, and they'll probably be able to square up with them.
And we never
any day of
blitz.
the week.
We just rush 4 and sit the linebacker. Sometimes we'll do like an outside rush, but we don't really have to blitz. We get pressure with our front 4. It's ridiculous. Vita Vea is unbelievable.
Yeah, so all those halfback zone plays they do, those read plays they do, those aren't going to be able to happen a lot of the times. And all of those dump down plays, there's too much discipline on those linebackers. And the 3-4 you guys run, there's really not going to be a lot of space. There's going to be a lot of containment. So you just got to hope that you guys remember how to tackle. There's been a couple games this year where you guys turn into the fucking mitt tackling with your friggin' arms and hands and shit.
That's true.
So as long as you don't do that, you guys have the team and the players to really shut that shit down. And Mike Evans has been going the fuck off. And if Godwin can figure out where the fuck his hands are,
I don't know what he's doing.
It should be a really, really, really fair game. OJ Howard's getting a lot more targets. He's figuring out his route tree and what he's able to do. And that defense looks really suspect. And I don't know, man. I think this is a game where I put AB out there 100% of the plays and put him on Lattimore and just have him talk shit, because Lattimore has shown this past Monday that he is a little girl, not a baby. Can't say that anymore. Girls are strong, independent people who are just as mentally strong as men. And a little weak baby in the brain, and can't take a little bit of talk. So just have AB out there just talking shit. Oh, you can't. I'm an inch shorter than you. You 5'10", and I'm an inch shorter. I'm killing you. And just have him talk all kinds of shit and get Lattimore tossed out real quick, or just keep getting free 15 yards. Free 15 yards. Tom Brady's the best at picking up the PI. So, yeah, just put AB out there on Lattimore, get under his head, because that's the only thing they fucking have on defense nowadays.
Right.
And just put up 40 points and shut them out and go on to the easy streak you guys call the rest of your fucking schedule.
Nice. Yeah, no, I like that idea. All right, so let's shift on to the college football scene. We have 3 ranked games where ranked teams are playing each other. So we'll talk about those and then talk about our upset. But first, how much do we want to talk about the world's largest outdoor cocktail party? It's the most fun up until kickoff this week. I don't think it'll be much fun after kickoff if you are a Florida fan. But Florida hosts, well, we don't host, but Florida is the home team against Georgia at your TIA Bank Field. You've been frequenting many times. Have you ever been to the Florida-Georgia game?
No.
I went once, and it is crazy. It's scary.
I went to tailgate once, Thursday night. I was 22.
Nice.
Lasted 4 hours and decided I'm not going back until I'm old enough and responsible enough to not do what I did. I didn't get in any fights or anything, but everybody there is really fucking friendly.
Yeah.
So I ate a lot of food and took a lot of shots. And within 4 hours, I was puking every hot dog and, oh man, oyster shooters. Dude, they had the best shit in the world.
Every single truck will give you free food, free drinks, free whatever. You just walk by and just grab it.
If you're wearing Gators and you go down the little Gator alley of RV City, you're fucking hammered within 20 minutes. And I was young, I wasn't responsible enough to say, thank you guys, I already have one. I was like, I got a beer. Shotgun it.
Finish it.
Hell yeah, let's get it. And chug my beer, and then they hand me another one for the walk, take shots. Hey, dang, you guys got seafood? Yeah, I want an oyster shooter. Took 4 of them things. It was not a good idea, but 2 years later, I moved down here, and no, that's definitely a trip I want to take. I want to go up there. I would love to experience it with baby girl. That'd be awesome. I think I'm about ready for it. But no, I learned then and there that this is for big boys or dumb people, and I didn't want to be a dumb person again.
Well, when I went, I was not 21, and I was a pretty good kid, so I did not drink much. I think I might have had like a beer, but I was like 19 and wasn't about all that life. So it was pretty fun. And we actually won that game, I think. So that was exciting. But the game itself is not going to be that exciting. Obviously, as Florida fans, we hope to win, but I just hope to maybe cover the spread, but I don't even think we're going to do that. No. It's 14 points, and I don't think we're even going to.
Our only hope is a player who doesn't even want to be on the fucking team anymore. So, did you hear about that?
No.
Richardson wants out.
Well, good, because coach isn't letting him play where he should.
Yeah, he's a true freshman. Anyways, yeah, Richardson wants out. That game is going to be ugly. It's going to be brutal. I wish it was Bama again. I wish we could put them in dark red and like a crimson red because we play good against Bama. But it's going to be a bad fucking game. Well, if our teams are bad, we do not play good against Georgia whatsoever. We play great against Auburn. We play great against LSU. We play great against Bama. Always. Georgia, not so fucking much. For some reason, Kirby's a hell of a coach. That quarterback they have, they call him the fucking mailman because he fucking delivers. It's going to be a rough fucking day. Yeah, I don't really want to talk about it at all. Great atmosphere. It's going to be a great time the day before Halloween. I'm sure there's going to be a hell of a lot of fights, and I'm happy I will not be there. It's always a great time when it falls around Halloween.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to plan a trip. All of us, everybody going out. That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. Rent an RV.
Oh, dude, yeah. So let's move on to the ranked matchups, and we're gonna move in reverse order of the schedule because for some reason the schedule put the best game in the beginning. So we'll start out in Columbus, and Penn State is traveling to Ohio State. Ohio State somehow is still number 5. Their loss doesn't matter. Everybody else is losing, so they get to slide up. Do you think Penn State is anything more than just a resume booster team at this point?
No.
Or do they have a shot?
No. No. It's going to be ugly.
Yeah,
it's going to be 18.5. It's going to be bad. I think Franklin's going to end up getting fired at the end of this year. He's coming in on a hot seat, and it's only going to get worse. He could end up gone after this game. I think it's going to be a rout, like a fucking 50-something to 20-something rout.
Well, I mean, Penn State plays pretty good defense, but I think they're going to hang around in the first half, and they'll be down maybe like 7 to 10 points, and then the second half, it's going to break open to the point where Penn State stops caring, and then Ohio State is going to keep their foot on the pedal because they do have a loss. They can't just go undefeated, make the playoff. They have a loss. They have to win big now, and they're going to. And I agree, they're going to come out and do work. But I think it could be like 13-7 or something at halftime, and then they're going to pop off and win 30-something to 10.
Yeah.
So let's move up the schedule to the afternoon game, and that's Ole Miss, number 10 Ole Miss, going to Auburn to face the Auburn Tigers. And I think this is not really a trap game for Ole Miss because they've already lost their most important game. But this is a game where they could find a second SEC loss real quick. And even though they're the better team, Auburn is not a fun place to play at. Ole Miss has had a couple of tough games in a row, and they could start to tire out. And I think Auburn has a chance to pull the upset as far as ranked upset is concerned. But they are the favorites, and I just know that playing in Auburn's hard, and so it's going to be tough.
Yeah, Big Game Bo's still there, right?
Yeah.
You still got to give it to Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin's a hell of a coach, but yeah, they haven't looked that good, and who knows? Anything can happen in Auburn, but I still got to go with Ole Miss. Yeah, they're learning. They've had enough big games this year. They played in enough crazy atmospheres to be able to handle Auburn, I feel like. But I mean, I don't know. It's a different they're all different beast. Texas A&M's a different beast than Death Valley is. Right. Death Valley is a different beast than USC. Don't remember what it's called. Damn. I am such a shitty sports fan. What's the bowl called? Rose Bowl? What's it called? The Superdome. No, what's it called? What it used
Coliseum?
to be? Coliseum. God damn it.
It's not the Rose Bowl.
Gosh darn it. But yeah, but the Coliseum.
Okay.
Dang it. But yeah, they're all different beasts of their own. And I don't think Auburn's enough of a beast that they can't overcome.
Okay. Yeah, I guess he did play it. He coached in the Coliseum, so he should be ready. So now to the game of the week. The game of the week will be over before I even wake up and have my coffee. But it's Michigan going to Michigan State. The winner of this probably wins the East. Obviously, Michigan is going to have Ohio State a little bit down the road, but they're both undefeated. They're both under Ohio State in the ranks, which has to make them pretty pissed off. But Michigan and Michigan State will both play Ohio State a little bit later. But first, they have to take care of each other. Who do you have? It's in East Lansing at Spartan Stadium, but Michigan is the favorite, and they are 6-8. They're right there. Who do you have?
Did you say it's going to be over before you even get up and have your coffee?
Yeah.
Are you saying that again? It's at 9:30 your time.
a.m. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're not going to be up by 9?
I will, but I won't have my coffee yet. That's why I added in have my coffee.
Gotcha.
My coffee's usually not. It'll be halftime when I'm done with my coffee.
Gotcha. Now Michigan looks good, dude. They look really good on all assets on all sides of the ball. So yeah, gotta go Michigan. Seems like this is their year.
I'm gonna go Michigan State. I think it's gonna be a shootout, which is funny because that's not the way Michigan State plays normally. But I think they have the better quarterback. I think they have the better offense in general. And I know that Vegas doesn't think so, but they're the home team. They're undefeated. They have a quarterback that can ball, and they're ready to go. I think they're gonna upset Michigan, and then Michigan's gonna beat Ohio State and just be ever so close. It might even cause the stupid triangle because Michigan State's gonna lose to Ohio State and all that fun jazz. But I think Michigan State's gonna win this game, and it's gonna be a good one. I will wake up. I will be drinking while watching my coffee. I'll be watching while drinking my coffee. So let's get to the upsets. Do you want to go first or me? I don't even have one yet. I gotta look through, but if you have one.
Yeah, I did. I saw it and I lost it. I'm so over. I've been trying to stay away from the cheap bets, but I'm going Houston over SMU. Houston's the favorite by 1. I don't give a fuck. I'm sick of losing. I haven't won since like the first week. I don't give a damn. I'm going the cheap route. Houston over SMU. It's going to happen. SMU hasn't played anybody. Houston barely lost, I think, if I remember correctly. So yeah, let's go Houston.
All right. Well, I'm going to go the team that should have fallen apart a couple of weeks ago, but they finally fell apart. They finally got a loss, and now the wheels are going to come off, and that's Kentucky. Mississippi State is going to be Kentucky. Kentucky, if you're not an SEC fan, they do this all the time. Normally, it's the Gator game, but they start out undefeated. They start out as one of the best teams in the SEC, get a ranking, then they lose their first game, and they'll go 1-5 the rest of the season. So the wheels are going to come off. Mississippi State's going to beat them, and they might even rout them. Who knows? But probably not. Mississippi State's not that good since Dak. But they're gonna beat Kentucky. That's my upset pick. I think we're both going to win this week. Still, I feel pretty good about it.
I hope. I'm sick of losing, man.
I think we're both going to win. By the way, I was going to do the cheat bet, and I didn't do it because I was going to say Wisconsin's going to beat Iowa, but they're the favorites. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'll pick one that's not a favorite, and that's Mississippi State. Do you have anything to get us out of here on?
Not really. I waited until the end so we could check our.
Yeah, and we're winning.
Halftime, fourth quarter. It's over. The game's over. The game ended a minute ago. So I just wanted to come in at the end and check. Boom. So on DraftKings, I bet a good bit though.
On DraftKings, I closed my shit. That was bad. Actually, Go Bear stepped up. I should go check.
Oh, I came in 58th on that one. It didn't win anything. That's trash. I won 450 on DraftKings to end the night. That's not bad.
So I entered 4 lineups on accident, kind of, because I couldn't figure out how to do it. The lineup that I entered first was the only one that netted me positive. So at the end of the day, I still lost 10 cents because I had 4 25 centers and ended up winning 90 cents total. So, but the one that I actually did was the one that should have, that won like all 90 of the cents. I don't know, won like 35, right? But
I lost money today. Oh, wow. Is the baseball game over?
Yeah, the baseball game's over. Shout out to Atlanta for taking game 1.
That sucks. I mean, it's awesome that they won, but so I had 81.9 points.
Mm-hmm.
You ready? 82.05 to get in the winnings. Yeah. 0.06 off.
I was 100.75 off on my DraftKings from the lowest of the points. So I'm pretty sure I was like last place.
But yeah, so on one of my lineups, I did win 6 cents. I lost 5 cents on the other one. So
Nice.
yeah.
I lost $1.10 today.
I lost 209.
All right, so we are slowly bleeding away all of our money on
That was just on FanDuel.
daily fantasies.
I lost a good bit today.
We're gonna start giving you guys pointers, but not until we figure out how to do well in this.
Yeah, I did win like, what was that? I won like $15 on the flash drafts today. I just entered a shit ton of tournaments.
Nice. All right. Well, shout out to the Braves. Like I said, baseball's over, but they did take game 1. So hopefully they can keep that going. Shout out to Christian Arango again and LAFC as they try to make their playoff push. Shout out to Evan Mobley making his rookie of the year push. Shout out to these underdogs, man. All 3 of those teams are underdogs or were underdogs coming into the day, and they all continue to prove what they can do. So if you feel like an underdog, continue to play, continue to fight, because when your back's against the wall, we've said it before, that's when you can shine. That's when you can do your best work. And that's when you can be a stud, not a scrub.